Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I'm reviewing an ink it's made by Octopus Fluids as part of their Barock 1920s line, and this is Kobalt. So Octopus Fluids is a ink manufacturer from Germany, and they make a couple of ranges of Barock inks, Barock being German for Baroque, and this was an ink brand in Dresden that went sort of defunct, and Octopus Fluids has started making inks sort of in their name. It's a really nice, simple 30ml glass bottle. I've reviewed a bunch of Octopus Fluids inks over the years, and also did a quick overview of the Baroque line, which you can also find on my channel. But yeah, nice bottle, but let's look at it on some paper. So we'll start with it here on a colouring card. So this is Octopus Fluids Barock 1920 Kobalt. This is a super nice, vibrant blue. It's got a nice little bit of red sheen, but it's not sort of overpowering. You still absolutely see the colour of the ink, which is most important to me. But it is a really lovely sort of quite saturated, rich blue. It looks really great here. And here we have it on Tolmol River paper. This is 52 GSM Tolmol River paper, just in Galen Leather Everyday Notebook. So you can see, once again, lovely saturation with some nice shading. You can see it's super wet. I had it in my Pilot capless with a fine nib, and then I also did some writing with a glass dip pen just for a slightly broader, slightly more saturated line. And you can see tons and tons of pops of sheen happening on that writing sample there. So this retails for €12.95 per bottle for the 30ml, or about $15 depending on where you get it, which I think is pretty decent value. Octopus Fluids inks are well made, they perform well. This one, being quite a saturated blue, did take a little more to clean out of my pen, but nothing sort of too scary. And you can see in the water test, like, there's a little bit of water resistance, but it does move the ink around quite a lot. But here on this Tolmol River, it looks fantastic. On the reverse of this page, with the glass dip pen, we actually get a little bit of bleeding sort of coming through, but that is laying down quite a lot of ink. Those glass dip pens do write very wet. In the Pilot capless pen, we don't get any bleed through here. Okay, now we'll look at it on some other kinds of paper. Here I have it on student notepad paper. This is a very lightweight lecture paper from Spyrex. There is a bit of feathering happening here. This is not fountain pen friendly paper, but what I love is that sort of rich royal blue really still shines through. The reverse of this, lots and lots of bleed. Octopus Fluids inks are wet. They are designed for good quality paper, and on good quality paper in a nice pen, these are fantastic inks. Then on the everyday office printer paper, this is 80 GSM reflex paper. Once again, a little bit of bleed still. It's not quite as bad. A little bit more in the glass dip pen where we're putting down more ink, but once again, this is not a fountain pen friendly paper. And the reverse of this, once again, plenty of bleed sort of happening here, unfortunately. But yeah, once again, looking pretty good. Then we have it here on Rhodia. So Rhodia 80 GSM is, as we all kind of know, kind of one of the standards. Nice swatch there. I think that looks good. The water resistance test shows similar to the Tolmol River, as does sort of the wetness test there. The actual writing looks really nice, really bringing out some of that beautiful, rich, dark shading that this ink, I think, is one of its strengths. And then if we look at the reverse of this page, only in the glass dip pen where it puts down a little bit more, are we getting any bleed. So in the standard writing, once again, from the standard fountain pens, it's performing really well here on Rhodia. Here I have a quick chromatography for this. So you can see nice sort of a tealy green at the bottom running through to blue, and then a little bit of pink at the top, which just brings out some of that nice sort of underlying purple that we see in a few blues. A little bit of red there. It's quite nice. It's a simple chromatography for a beautiful sort of everyday gorgeous saturated blue ink. So let's do a color comparison here. So we've got, there's Kobalt. Now, of course, because this is a rich, vibrant blue ink, one of the color comparisons that everyone's going to want to see is Noodler's Bay State Blue. I've also got it here alongside Waterman Serenity Blue. So it's more vibrant and slightly more saturated than the Waterman, and it's a different kind of vibrant to the Bay State Blue. Bay State Blue is a little bit lighter, but in those mid-tones and everything, we are getting that same beautiful hit of rich blue. And just for the sake of comparison, here it is alongside Monteverde Horizon Blue, which I think is a close comparison in terms of the core quality of the blue there. So this was my short Inky Minutes review of Kobalt from the Barock 1920 line by Octopus Fluids. These are really beautiful inks. They're relatively affordable, good value, perform really well, particularly on good quality paper. So if you've got it on, your Midori's, your Rhodia, your Clairefontaine, your Grapholo, Ireful, Tom River, those kinds of papers, this is going to look sensational. So thank you for watching. A big thank you to Octopus Fluids for providing a range of their inks for me to look at, including this one. It's always great to see what one of my favorite ink brands is up to. So yes, like and subscribe, hit the notifications button, all that kind of stuff. If you have products you think I should be looking at, I would love to hear from you. In the meantime, enjoy your inks, enjoy writing, and I'll talk to you soon.